Hey guys, and welcome to the Roundhouse, IGN's brand new regular show dedicated to all things action, specifically looking back at some of the greatest action films from the 80s and 90s. My name is Tristan Ogilvy. Joining me is Luke the Duke Riley.
Hey, hey, hey.
No one calls him that.
No one.
Despite his constant pleading. Luke, what is under the sniper scope this week?
This week for our opening episode is Die Hard with a Vengeance, which just celebrated its 20th anniversary.
Yikes. Die Hard with a Vengeance, old enough to be your adult daughter. It should be Diane Hard with a Vengeance, I suppose.
One of my favourite action movies of all time, directed by John McTiernan, who directed the first Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis, not John McClane, and Samuel L. Jackson, written by a guy called Jonathan Hensleigh, who wrote several other movies that I remember from my childhood, like Jumanji.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, weird. and Armageddon, for instance.
Right.
And a few others.
Also starring John McClane.
Also starring John McClane. Yes, but we should get on with the program.
Yeah, so let's
get... bullet points.
Let's get to the first bullet point. So the short burst, where we get to the thrust and plot of the film in one
single sentence.
Yes, and we're going to finish each other's sentences as well. Luke, hit me with it.
New York detective saves the city, rescues the gold, continues Gruber family genocide.
You know, your brother was an asshole.
There's a few commas in that sentence, but I wanted to... I felt,
it's not grammatically perfect.
No, not entirely.
No, but this isn't an English lesson.
No. It is an educational series. That is the gist. But no, we're not going to teach you how to talk good.
So it's quite a long action film, just over 2 hours, packed with memorable moments. Luke, hit me with your first and foremost top moment. We're going to go through three of them.
Yeah, top three moments. My first one, and I'll explain this more clearly. It'll sound confusing. My first one is the very opening seconds of this movie. Now, this is in the 90s, and I saw this for the first time on TV. But in Australia, at least, I know cable TV is kind of a different beast in the US. But in Australia, we had 3 channels, a few government channels, and that's it. And in the 90s, it seemed like there was always movies on. These days, it's just shows about cooking and renovating.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, there was always movies on. And you'd sit down, and the movie would start, and you'd have that period of time where you're like, what's this movie? Oh, it's directed by so-and-so. Like, I haven't quite figured it out yet. With Die Hard with a Vengeance, you get the screen, the city comes on, and then it's like, what's this movie? Oh, it's Die Hard with a Vengeance. There's no dilly-dallying. It's just straight into it. And then you get the Love and Spoonful, Somewhere in the City. It's classic. A great opening. It's one of my favorite openings of any film, not just action film, any film ever. Second, I think my second top moment, and this is classic McClane, the lift scene. When he's heading down into the Federal Reserve. And he's like, this is classic, he's improvising, he's figured it out, he's put it all together. Because like, John McClane is a detective. He's a smart guy. He looks at the badge, he figures it out, and then he's got to improvise on the spot. He knows he's surrounded by 4 baddies, and then reaches into his shirt for the lotto numbers, bang, bang. He's like, kicks a guy, one guy he like punches to death or headbusts, I can't remember.
I think he punches him to death with bullets.
And then he's got the whole sequence where like he's got a gun to his head, he's got a gun to the other guy's head. It's really desperate. It's classic McClane.
Yeah.
He's not a superhero. He's just making it up as he goes along. I think my third top moment is the chase. Well, the scene in the park where it's like, what's the fastest way downtown?
I didn't say Park Drive. I said through the park.
That's the moment.
That is classic.
That is the moment when the film goes full Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of my favorite moments too. I also like the train derailment sequence.
Yeah, that's
it's quite a spectacular stunt.
Spectacular, yeah.
When the bomb explodes behind the train and it sort of slides across the train platform. No one was killed, I don't think.
No, they made a specific mention of that.
We got a shitload of cuts and bruises, a couple concussions, some old guy's pacemaker stopped, and a pregnant girl's water broken, that's all.
Well, the thing I like about it the most is that it's so like impressive and exciting that even the people in the film are eating popcorn, like the people on Wall Street are eating popcorn and watching it.
How can you see from up there?
the most sort of bromantic moment in the film happens quite early on, where they're racing to one of the payphones, and the line is, "All right, I need you. I need you more than you need me." And I think if you just like set that to romantic music or something, it'd be ripped straight out of a Nicholas Sparks movie or something like that. In fact, we might do that.
All right, I need you. All right, I need you more than you need me.
Take my hand, hold on.
Now, it wouldn't be an action movie without some classic one-liners.
Agreed.
So, Luke, I'm going to hit you first for your favourite. I'm interested in what your favourite line is. Obviously, it can't be...
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's a bit too predictable.
I know. No, it can't be that. No, I think my favourite line in the film is when he is in the aqueduct and he grabs the helmet and he's like, "You got a jacket?" And he just sort of strolls up to the truck and he's like,
"Hey, listen, we had a report of a guy coming through here with 8 reindeer."
Shoots the guys, and then he's making a quip to the dead bodies, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And if I'm ever in a position where I need to sort of kill some bad guys, I really hope I can think of something on the spot as entertaining, as colourful as what he continues with. And he's like,
Yeah, they said he was a jolly old fat guy with a snowy white beard. Cute little red and white suit. I'm surprised you didn't see him.
That's my favourite line, easily,
Nice.
I think.
I've got one favourite. I also, sort of a runner-up, I suppose, and it's not even a good line, but towards the end, Jeremy Irons, Samuel L. Jackson goes to shoot Jeremy Irons with the little machine gun. Click, click, doesn't work.
Yeah,
Jeremy Irons,
Going to take a safety catch off.
and then shoots him in the leg.
Yeah.
It's not a great line, but I like it because he's just casually eating a boiled egg the whole time. And I don't really know why. I don't know why terrorism requires a high-protein diet or something. But my favourite line is very early on. Jeremy Irons' character is blown up. Well, you don't know it's him at that stage, but he's blown up a department store. And Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis are sort of pulled together. They end up back at the police precinct with Jeremy Irons on the phone, and they put him onto Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons is kind of like, "Oh, you've ruined my best laid plans or well laid plans or something." And Sam Jackson's just like,
Well, you can stick your well-laid plan up your well-laid ass.
and just like, imagine
He hangs up.
if Sam Jackson hadn't been bit by the acting bug and had become a negotiator instead, he'd be the worst negotiator with terrorists ever.
You better hope he calls back.
And the ironic thing is that he was cast in The Negotiator a few years after this film.
He
But
was.
he did play the bad negotiator. Okay, so there's a lot of death and destruction in this film. Well,
Plenty.
actually, yeah.
Well,
we'll get to the count in a second.
we'll get to
but
that in a
before we
minute.
get to that, we want to find out what your favourite death is in the whole film. Go.
I suspect it may be the same as yours.
I think there can be only one.
Yeah, and it's the guy getting cut in half.
It is
with
the guy getting cut
with
in
the
half.
winch cable. Yeah, come on.
It's so violent.
Yeah.
Although up until that point in the film, I think my favourite death is when the lady terrorist slashes that bank vault guard.
Yeah, it's very balletic.
Yeah, this is arterial spray,
And he
it's
catches her arms. He's like,
I think he's dead, my dear.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But that's eclipsed by this guy
easily.
getting sort of cut in twain by a tow rope or whatever it is from the truck.
And they drag his body off.
Yeah, that's good
Classic.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
drag it off in half, one half each. I agree. That's definitely. There's also a little teaser for it before it happens, because when they're on the bridge about to jump, and Sam Jackson's like, "Oh, we can jump on the crane, we can make it," and Bruce Willis is,
The cables will cut you in half.
and then some other guy gets cut in half.
Foreshadowing.
Accidentally though, not on purpose.
No, still counts though.
Still counts.
Yeah.
Speaking of counts. So that was a couple of our favourite deaths from the film, but let's look at the running tally of deaths, of bad guy deaths from Die Hard with a Vengeance. Go.
I got the tickets right here.
So that's 14, ultimately 14 bad guy deaths, all but one committed by John McClane.
That's right.
Yeah, just that one guy on the boat.
Yeah, one guy on the boat killed by a fellow terrorist.
Yeah, backstabbed.
The guy cut in half by the cable was technically accidental, but
Technically
still
accidental,
caused
yeah.
by Sam Jackson and Bruce
And
Willis.
we're counting the guy who got smashed by the door like several times.
Presumed dead.
Probably dead. Unless they took him off the boat before it exploded.
Maybe
I
there's a
don't know.
director's cut where that happens.
He's dead.
So, Luke, Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's Die Hard meets Crazy Taxi with a few pages of a children's riddle book thrown in, meets Scar from The Lion King with a bad German accent. Is it as good today as it was back in 1995?
Yes. Yes,
Wow,
it is.
that was
yeah,
concise.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people, you say Die Hard, the original Die Hard is the best Die Hard, and I wouldn't disagree with that. But I put Die Hard with a Vengeance on the same level as the original Die Hard. It's the one I saw. It's the one I saw first back when I was a kid. I think it's amazing. I watch it. I at least watch this once a year. This movie. I watched the original Die Hard every Christmas, but I at least watch this movie once a year.
Easter or something?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No, it's such a great action movie, and I want to stress that this series that we're doing now, which is a celebration of an educational look at the best action movies, or perhaps the worst of the 80s and 90s. We're not saying that they've forgotten how to make great action movies. We saw Mad Max. It's
true.
amazing.
Yep.
We saw John Wick. People can still make amazing action movies today, but there is something special about the ones of the 80s and 90s.
I also think that this film is like kind of a product of its time in the sense that so much of the plot is hinged upon getting to payphones.
Yeah.
Good luck finding a payphone in a metropolitan area these days.
Yeah.
And even if there are a bunch of riddles from a madman, you can just Google the solutions on your smartphone.
That's the thing. It's like, who was the 22nd president?
Yeah. Instantly solved the case.
Wikipedia.
God damn cellular fucking phones!
Yeah, no, I do like that. I do like watching movies that there's tension there because the technology that we have today doesn't exist.
I also appreciate the pacing of this film. It's in constant motion.
Yes.
Because they're sort of running around town so much. And also, like, it happens so fast, you don't even realize Jeremy Irons, the villain of Simon Gruber, doesn't even appear on screen until almost an hour into the film. But it's like the whole intro of that film is just bang, 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 bang. He's just like getting whiplash from it. So I think it's like, still really a well-paced, well-scripted, well-performed, well-exploded action film that holds up 100% in 2015.
In 2015, easily. And I think at the end of the day, one of the things I like most about it, for the character John McClane himself, and this script, like, it has to be mentioned that this script wasn't even a Die Hard movie to begin with.
Like 60% of Die Hard films.
Well, actually, more like almost all of
like
them, except
all Die
the
Hard.
last one, which was garbage.
Yeah.
Which was written exclusively as a Die Hard movie. But this takes John McClane, who we've seen in LA, we've seen him in Washington, but he is a New York detective, and it takes him to his home patch, and I think that is, I think that there's a lot to be said about sort of taking the character of John McClane and putting him in his own city, and driving all the way around it, and watching him, single-handedly, basically, with the help of Sam Jackson, solve this case. Ultimately, obviously, it's a heist. It's not a terrorist act. It's not a terrorist act. Which he probably should have figured out faster, considering that he's following his brother's MO.
No gold on this boat. How do you know that? I know the man, I know the family.
But yeah, no, it's brilliant. I think it's excellent.
It is excellent.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't count Jeremy Irons' butchering of the German accent as one of the deaths.
This is all due to the gullibility of the New York Police Department.
Anyways, Die Hard with a Vengeance, check it out. Let us know what you'd like us to look back at and analyse as a part of this Roundhouse series in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you, Tristan.
See you next time. Goodbye.